Hi, this is Kevin from Watson IoT. Suppose you need to make a proof of concept of Watson IoT with a graphical user interface, but without access to a physical device. For example, you want to show a customer that he's able to send data from any device to the platform and to visualize that data in the dashboard. You also want a graphical user interface that allows you to change this data easily, instead of having to manipulate this directly in the NodeRED flows. I'm going to show you how it's possible to simulate a TI sensor device by using NodeRED and Watson IoT by showing you a sample application with a graphical user interface. First, we have this application which I've already deployed, which is done simply by clicking on Deploy. The link to this application is provided in the recipe, which I've linked to on this video. Let's go to the NodeRED interface. So now we have the main logic for the user interface simulator. We need to do some configuration first. So in configuration node, we select device ST1, and here we need to supply the organization ID. We can get this by copy-pasting the first part of the URL for the Watson IoT service. Here, the auth token is 12345678, and this is hard-coded into Watson IoT. Into the NodeRED flow. So we update this, and before we click on deploy, we have to make sure that the device type is defined as sensor tag here. Now we deploy, and we can click on the button here, and this will create a device type called sensor tag in Watson IoT. Now let's go to the dashboard. So this is the virtual TI sensor device simulator. We can manipulate the data by using those controls here, but for now we're going to use random values, which I enabled here. Now let's create a device called ST1. So now we have a device called ST1 registered in Watson IoT. But as we can see, we're not getting any data yet. So let's enable our device by creating an instance. Now we can see some data being generated. And we had to enable send to the cloud here. Let's go back to Watson IoT. Let's wait for some data, and we receive this in the form of events. We have d.light and object temperature, and so on. Now, if we go back to the Watson flows, to the NodeRED flows, and here we have manual ways to manipulate data. So here we need to create a type of a simulated sensor tag. Have to check here that we have simulated sensor tag, and we create this by clicking here. Let's clear this, and let's create two devices of type simulated sensor tag, one called room 1 and another one called room 2. And we see those appear in the debug panel. Now, let's start those devices. Let's set the properties, and let's send the data to Watson IoT. Let's do it again. And now we receive the data. Since we no longer need those devices, room 2 and room 1, let's delete them by clicking here. And let's delete the device type. Now all we have left is the ST1 device. Now let's see if we still receive data for this. We do. Now let's create a visualization card for that. We've already created this for this device, so now we're receiving data on the board. This is for the line chart. Let's configure this. So this is for ST1. Let's see what data is being received. This is the light data. So let's just change the name here. The title is light. And here we have data for the object temperature. And we have the data sent in numeric form in device properties. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. You can contact me anytime if you have any questions regarding Watson IoT or if you need any help with a project.